CloudTrail, I think we have also discussed this last time, right? What is CloudTrail? So you see, so many events are happening in your AWS account, right? And if you would like to monitor those API calls, right, what things are happening in your AWS, right? If somebody creating instances, somebody deleting instances, somebody looking into your S3 buckets, right, touching some objects, right, how we can identify it, how we can, how we will come to know about it. So this is how the AWS CloudTrail help us to monitor all those events, right? So remember this is also kind of the regional service, so this will work region wise, right? By default, if you jump onto the cloud console, right, here in the CloudTrail console, you see by default there are some trail events are available for you, right? You will get the last 90 days events, whatever the things is happening in your AWS account, that you would see in the CloudTrail default dashboard here, right? Create instance, create key pair, delete security group, release IP addresses, right? Delete launch instances, delete auto scaling, delete stack, everything that whatever we have done so far will be logged here, right? You can select the time range here also for how long you're looking for, right? And here you can select the date also. You can see here the date, year, month and date, and you can specify the things right from here itself, right? You can filter them by the resource wise, by the event ID, by the resource name, resource type, how you want to filter it. You can do it from here, right? You can give it the event name. You can give the event name here. Let's say you want to search for the terminate itself only. It's getting a bit slow. Right, I do terminate star here, right? Date range, I don't select here anything. So it didn't brought it up. Let me just select this one itself, right? Terminate environment here in place of this event name. So just go ahead here and give the refresh, right? So whatever the terminate environment you see, so how many environment we terminated, you can see the list of those events you'll get here. From here you can verify it, access key, who accessed it, who deleted it, and what was the source IP attached with it. You can monitor each and everything, right? This is how this can help you to filter out your events from here itself, right? So you can create the queries also here, in the SQL queries like fashion, and you can pull the data from here, right? You can also pull the data from the user wise, by resource type. If EC2 instances, how you want to track those all things. So this is how you can pull your data and verify that and see it, right? Also, but you will get only the 90 days data from here itself. Remember this, right? It also gives you the facility to create your own trail, right? Enable the trail in the CloudWatch monitoring, right? And create your matrices and send alerts from there, right? When we say create your matrices, so whatever the data you have available here, right, terminate anything, the event name is coming, so you can create your own event, right, and set one specific threshold on them. If this is happening, then it should happen. This is happening, then it should send the alerts. So you can put your alerts on all these events too. Let's say if I say if anybody terminated my instance, that should send notification to me, right? You can also do it from using the CloudTrail and enabling the cloud, you can say CloudWatch with CloudTrails, right? So we have seen this so far. We have seen the dashboard here. In the by default dashboard, you see these all things, right? And you can see your trail. That I think this is the trail we created last time, right? You can see the event history from here, right? Whatever the events you have, you can get the history from here. You can again filter out those things here, which we was doing, right? Inside is for, you know, the similar. If you have any trail here, you can get it here. You can also enable the CloudTrail inside here for further application monitoring. So let's go into the trail once and create one trail here. So I will call it like AWS training 007. Apply trail to all region. Let's say I want to apply this to only this region, North Virginia. So the creates trail in the region and deliver logs for this region only. So I need for this region only, right? The second, we talked about the event management, right? If you want, like, how you want to manage your events, it says management events are record of action that are performed on within the resources in AWS. These are also known as a control plane operation. So these are the control plane operation basically. So do you want read write events or all events and none? Do you want the KMS events also? The key KMS is basically key management services, where you can create your keys, which can be, you know, used for the further authentications, right? So if you want to monitor those things, go ahead and select it. If you want to enable the inside also, log inside events, you can enable it, right? So this is basically the inside events are records the capture all usual call volumes for write management APIs in your AWS account, right? So there are some additional charges for this, so we will keep it no. If you want to apply it to all the AWS bucket, go ahead and select this, right? Here we are the data events, right? If you want to track all the data events also, which is occurring in S3 or Lambda functions, right, or whatever it is. So if you want to enable it, you can enable it. So we are not going to capture any data event at this time for these two, right? So we'll go ahead and create one storage bucket here, and let's say we call it AWS training 007 test, right? So let's come down. I'm not going to give any tag to it. Let's go ahead and create it. So we can see one trail has been successfully created here with the name AWS training here, right? You can on off the logging here if you want. As per your requirement, you can delete this trail. If you want to make modification here, if you want to change it, at this moment we have applied this to only the North Virginia. If you want to apply it to all the region now, you can go ahead and edit it and keep it yes, right? So that's up to you. I don't want to do this now. In the same way, if you want to, like, if you get a chance, like later you decided you want to even the management log also, so go ahead and do it, right? And if you want, like, you need the data events now also, so go ahead and configure those now, right? Again, you have ability to do that here. We don't want to do this. So what I want is, I want, you know, to CloudWatch log also here. So I want all the logs from this trail to log to the CloudWatch, from where I could create my, you can say, matrices and create alerts and send the notifications. So let's go ahead and click on configure. So this is going to be the default name. So in place of default, let's say change it. I will call it AWS 007 log group, right? Go ahead and configure this. Okay, the trail has been successfully created now, right? And we have also enabled CloudWatch monitoring stuff inside this trail. Okay, so the another thing is it will ask you to create two IEM roles so that this trail could access your IEM role. I mean, you can say Cloud Watch service, right? The CloudTrail should be able to access or write in the CloudWatch service. That's what it is asking, to create two roles here, right? These are the two roles that you can see here: create log stream and put log events, right? So we allow it. You go ahead and do it. If you want to see the policy here, you can see it is creating to allow policies, right? If you see here, allow CloudTrail create logs. If you come down now, you will see the put trails also, and effect is allowed, right? So just allow it. Now you have allowed it, so it has been created and added successfully. Go ahead and click on allow. Awesome, right? So this has been successfully enabled. Now let's come down here. You can see create log watch alarm for a security and network related APIs activities using the cloud formation template. If you want to create the template, go ahead and do it. So the CloudWatch logs are enabled at this moment, and those are going here, and this is the role which is attached here, right? So let's see the trail ones. Go here, log inside this trail. Hey, did you said something? Hello? Okay, that's fine. We have our trail is available with us, right? So let's keep this tab open and let's go to our EC2, CloudWatch section now. So let's search here for CloudWatch. Right, so let's go to the rule section now. In the log section, right, you will get the log groups here. Okay, so we're gonna see our CloudTrail AWS 007 log group. So let's go ahead and click here. Right now you can see this is my trail. Just click on this trail. Here you can see you are able to verify your logs in the form of JSON, right? If you click here the logs, you will see all the complete detail of those logs here, right? So we are good so far. Now the time for us to create one matrix, right? So let's go back once and see the filter matrix, right? So this is my log stream. So let's go to filter metrics at this moment, right? If you see here, we do not have any metrics available at this moment. I see the 0 in the metric section. Let's go ahead and create filter here, right? The first, it says what is the pattern, what is the patterns you are going to give. This is the custom data. If you want to put some custom data, go ahead and put it. So I will choose my data here, right? My trail data, whatever available for me, right? If you test it, it should not give any error. So if you see, the data is the kind of data we have at this moment, right? So just go ahead and click this data once. I would rather, okay, I will take it later on. Let's leave it now, right? This is the data that I have. What I want is, I would like to open one new tab here. I will go back here. I would like to take some data format from here itself. It may be like useful for me later. So we'll go ahead and pull some data from here itself. I'm just taking this data. That's fine. Let's go back here, go to the matrix again, click on create matrix, right? Just select your data here, your custom data, right? Even you could get the patterns from here. That's better to take it from here itself, right? So I'll take it from here itself. So all the data that I needed is available here from this, this tray. So now specify the pattern to match in your logs, right? You have multiple patterns, right? If you want to learn more about the patterns, you can go here and manage your patterns here, right? Let's say I go to logs here. Here you see so many things, by which you would like to identify your data, by user identity, and you can see account ID, event time, user agent, right, source IP. If you want to create the alerts for the source IP, for the source region, event name. Let's say somehow I see this event name is a bit useful for us, right? So what you can do is you can start putting your filters here, right? You can give it a dollar dot. This is the format which is being used here. You can use equals to here, right? Let's say I try to find some terminate, if I can. Okay, I know this. So by default it is used as this terminate, I think, which I have copied, right? Whenever we terminate the instance, it shows us terminate instance, right? You can go ahead and put it here. So there are so many ways to filter your data here. You can click on the test patterns, and if it doesn't match, it will give us some errors, right? If you see this pattern type here, here you will see so many patterns here, right? If you need anytime these patterns, you can find for error, warning, whatever it is. If you are ingesting some data like you call it like web server data something, if you are filtering your data from with 404 403, then you can use it here. You can get so many filters available for you to use, right? Okay, so if you see here, at this moment we do not see any data which says your instance is terminated, right? That's fine. So I will remove it at this moment, right? And I will just filter the pattern with the terminate instance, and will test pattern. It seems in some specific time we have not terminated an instance. That's what it is not showing anything here. Otherwise it would have shown us something, right? So just for doing this, let me create and terminate one instance quickly. It seems it is just taking data for some specific time. I don't see anything to expand this time also. That's the problem. Otherwise, just to show events, I'm just trying to make it just to show you the filter data. What I can do is I can try with this here, right? Just to show it. Meanwhile, the instance has been created. Okay, that's fine. So meanwhile it is being created. So let's in place of terminate instance, just take this and try get pattern here. So you can see it finds some event, right? Couple of events which matches this pattern. So it has printed these all events here, right? In the same way, if it could have found these terminate instance in this specific time, it should have given it too. So let me go ahead now and delete this, terminate this instance quickly, right? So from where you can take this event name, you can take this event name from the CloudTrail itself, right? If you are having some issues, so let me take you to the CloudTrail event itself and show you here. If you are confused about the trail names, you can directly copy it from here if sometime you need it. So it was like CloudTrail. Right, You can see the event name here. You can pick those names from here itself, terminate, delete, anything you need. Right, so this has been terminated. Now let's search it from, you can see the terminated name is here, right? And the name of that event name is terminate instance that I have just picked up from here itself. So I will give it name terminate instance. Now go ahead and test the pattern once again. It should get this pattern. I think this has not been logged here yet. That's what we are having issue. Let's go to event history. So 157, I mean delete instances. Okay, let's see event name. Let's put it here. Okay, it shows me from AutoLocks maybe, right? So this is like, you know, this is your terminate instance event name, right? And you can also see it from here itself, but it is taking some time to come in. Okay, anyhow it should come. This is not showing me, otherwise it should have shown all the terminate instance here. So let's go ahead now, right? Give the matrix name here first. What is your matrix name? This is your pattern which you are trying to see the terminate instance in your log. So first filter name, you give it like my matrix 1 or my matrix, whatever it is. Filter name, let's give it like terminate instance here. My matrix namespace is my matrix namespace. Give it the same way. That's up to you what you want to give. My metric name is deleted instance. Value you can give 1 and 0. If you don't give anything, it is by default 0. Right, it says metric value is the value published to the matrix name when the filter pattern matches, right, occurs. So if you want to keep it 0 anything, or you leave it, this will not impact you, right? So if you want to keep it, let's say keep it 1, right, go ahead and click on next. The default value is optional, right, at the last one. Go ahead and click on next here, right? This is the filter pattern, terminate instances, and this is your matrix. Go ahead and create this matrix here. So it has created one matrix for us here, right? Now if you scroll it down, you'll be able to see one matrix has been created, right, and one matrix is attached to it, right? Now we can create the alerts from these filtered matrix, right? Let's say I want to use this matrix, so let's go ahead once and create one SNS topic. Let me see if this is already available, then we are going to use that itself. Okay, so I see one topic is already there, so subscription is also there, so I'm going to use this default topic. So let's go ahead and select this, and you can directly create the matrices from here, right? Filter matrices, you can create alarm from here itself, right? So you have ability to create alarms, filter, and everything from here itself. So okay, let's go back again. So this was my AWS user 7, right? You can see go to metrics, right, and here is your metrics, right? So click on this metrics once. So this is just, this is just had brought you into the metrics pages. Still the metrics has not been applied, right? So let's go to this terminate instance metrics here. Wait, let me create metrics filter. Okay guys, okay, this came in here, right? So guys, 1 minute please. Sorry for this. So this is taking directly in alarms. What I should do, terminate. Okay, just click here. So it was not visible to me, sorry for this. So you just have to click here, right, in this button. So once you click on this, you get the create alarm button directly here. Alright, so click on this, it will navigate you to the metrics page directly. You can create it from here itself, but let's close this. Okay, this sounds good. Now we are on the right place, right? You see the matrix name is delete space, statics is sum, period is 5 minutes, 1 day, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. So let's take it for a 1 minute, right? We're gonna update this matrix in every 1 minute. You can go ahead and put some conditions here, the threshold greater, or you would like to static at anomaly detection. So let's go with the static first, and we say if the greater than equals to 1, right? If you want to take any other, you can keep it also. Like if you want to keep it greater than equals to 1, even then you should get alerts and something like that, right? So whatever it is you wants to keep. So I'm keeping, even if it is 1 or greater than equals to 1, it should send me the alert, right? It should create the alarm. I want this using this greater than equals to. So let's go ahead and do it next, right? The next it says, do you want to send the notification? If no, that's fine. If you want to set the alarms, I will say yes, I will set the alarm. Set an existing SNS queue. Yes, I have an existing SNS queue. I am going to use this only, right? And the notification will go to csharma4u@gmail.com default, right? And auto scaling action, do you want to keep it anything? No, I don't want it. So let's go ahead and name this alert, right? I would call it alert on instance termination. Alright, go ahead and copy the same description here, and next. Okay, alert has been created, so go ahead and create this alarm. Okay, sounds good. You can see the alarm has been created here, right? I have won this alarm. I would like to delete this one here. I don't need this, I think, right? So alert on instance termination. So this is the alarm which is going to work for me. Just click on this if you want to know more. You can see the metadata and all the graphs and the data from here itself for this, right? So let's go ahead and create one EC2 instance. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch one. So let's select anything you want here because I have to delete this ultimately. So I'm just going with the default things because I'll delete it ultimately. Let's go to view instance. So let it come up, then we're gonna delete this. So instance is running now. Let's go ahead and terminate this. Instance state, go ahead and terminate it. So it will take some time. It says the matrix is in alarm condition. You can say one alarm has been created here because we just set it for 1 minute, right? And you can see, and let's open this alarm and see what it says. So you can see one instance has been terminated here, right? Delete instance 1, right? So if you come down, it says the successful execution of this alarm status updated, insufficient data, right? And it was created. This was what I created that time, right? So let's go ahead and see if we have received anything here. So you can see we have got one notification here. AWS CloudWatch instance deleted. Okay, so that's how, like, you can set the alarms, right? So whenever your instances would be deleted, right, you would be getting those notifications. Okay, this one, right, like your AWS instance has been terminated, right? In the same way, in whatever API you would like to set the conditions, right, you can put those conditions here. Like if somebody created something, that should alert you. If somebody deleted something, then it should alert you. So you can use it easily, creating your own matrices, right? Even if you are trying to onboard your data from your applications to inside, even you can create those alarms here, and that can be very useful for you.